rip currents. If someone comes into it, stay calm, float, and swim parallel out of it. So it's going out to the coast, just swim parallel out of it. Don't fight against it, out of it to the sides, and then back to it. Stay calm, float, and swim to the sides out of it. Not against it, the sides out of it. So a rip current. What is happening there? The waves bringing water onto the beach, and there are under the ground some sandbanks, sand lying there, little mountains, little hills, and there the waves are breaking over it. And there the waves, and they're pushing water back to or onto the coast. The water has to flow back again. And that happens when at some places where there is not a little hill on the ground. So at the sides the water is breaking, it brings it onto the beach, but then there's a little place where there is not a hill on the ground, and there the water is flowing back out to the sea. Not very far out, but out. So the water is coming, breaking, and then finding a place without a hill and flowing there out. That is the rip current. If a person happens to come into the position of a rip current, they can be floated out, not very far, just behind the place where the sandbanks are. Not very far, not out into the sea, just someplace out and only floating on the top. The person is just floating on the top out to the sea, but not forever far. So just stay calm, float on the sea, and swim then to the sides out. So not to fight it, but to the sides out. So that is what should happening. A person can also look where the water has not so much a break. So if a person tries to see them in advance, where the water is more calmer, maybe one can see something, some debris or some foam going there outwards. The waves are not breaking there. It can look deeper, maybe more darker, so there are not so much breaks there. The waves breaking, so one can try to spot them. And also to be able to swim is also good before going onto the beach, when there are lifeguards and when there are flags maybe saying that one can go there. Looking in advance, not to go alone. These are things which can be done to look in advance if there may be a current and when it can be there. If someone happens to come in, they don't bring one out forever, one is just floating there, stay calm, don't fight it, just out, stay calm and try to swim to the sides. Right hand to the sides and then parallel or diagonal back to the beach. On the other side, back to the beach. So one is coming here out and just on the sides back. If one sees a person struggling in a rip current, one should shout to them that they need help. If a person is in, they should signal with a hand and shouting that they need help. If someone sees a person which is maybe in help, they should shout if they are in help. And if they get an answer, yes, then we should help. And if they don't get an answer, then also should they try to get help. So contact the lifeguard at the beach, call the emergency number, which can be 911 or 999, call the emergency services. And then get a floatable device. Maybe also shout to the people that they should be calm, not panic, be calm and float. So floating, one can float in many different ways, just like that. One can also try to lie back and have the arms to the sides and the head out of the water and stay calm. But there are multiple ways to float. Just try to stay floating. One is pretty easily floating in salty sea water. Just stay calm, one is almost completely floating. So a person can shout to a person struggling to be calm and float and swim to the sides. Not to fight it. The person, tell the person that they should not fight it, that they should go to the sides. Contact the emergency services, get a life buoy, something which is floating, and throw it to the person. These are the things which a person can do. And if a person is in, for whatever reason, don't fight it. It is way too strong. Just stay calm, float, and go out and over the sides, one of the sides out. Parallel to the beach, out to the sides. Or at the end, they don't bring one out into the sea. Just out, not forever out in the sea, just out and then out and back. So these are rip currents, according to the Wikipedia article to rip currents and Academy of Surfing. But this is no advice on how to get out of the rip current. And the position that views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the interviews.